Welcome back to
welcome back to Macro.
Oh, it's Nanodosing, Arian.
Oh yeah. Oh my bad.
Tuesday show.
I think this is a body double.
I didn't know you were here. I'm so sorry. So used to you not being. I didn't know you. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Take us away.
You go ahead.
Take that. Take that. Okay, I'll take it. Welcome back to Macrodosing. This is Nanodosing. We have a special guest in the studio today. We have PFT, who's more known for a larger podcast at Barstool Network. But we have Billy in studio as usual. Avery, we got Big T. Maddie taking a little break today. She had some things she had to take care of. But yeah, special guest today, PFT. Welcome to the show, man. How you doing?
Thanks for having me on the show. It's I'm a big fan. I'm a Macrodosian. I'm long time listener. I love Big T, so it's cool being here in studio with him. I just wanted to see Big T cooking in person, so this is a dream come true for me. Thank you very much. My big concern now is that you guys have obviously planned this out on me. There's definitely a Macrodosing side chat, a group chat that I'm not a part of.
No, I wish there was.
No, I'm thinking about it now, though. Yeah, no, this is all off the cuff, though.
Yeah, we just been.
I have been talking shit about you every episode that you've not been here, though. That's been pretty consistent.
I know. I read the tweets.
And you don't have to listen that far to hear it either. It's been right at the top.
Very early every time.
I've been kicked off my own podcast.
That's your own. Oh, is this PFT and the Macrodose? Is that what this is?
No, I'm saying
PFT and the Pips.
I'm saying this is a podcast that I'm a part of. I've been kicked off of it.
You can do the next ad read if it makes you feel better.
That would make me feel better, actually.
Later in the show.
Nah, but I'll say, how was your trip, man? How was Arizona, dog? It was good to have you back, brother.
It's good to be back. I did miss you guys, contrary to what you've speculated. I missed you guys every single day. Arizona was fun. It was a lot of work. We were just pretty much just doing stuff nonstop, whether it was interviews, video shoots, live shows, things like that. So it was a lot of work. And then I did take a vacation, hand up. I went on vacation last week, saw some whales, played some golf, got some tan. But now I'm refreshed, and I'm glad to be back. I'm happy to be back. I tuned into the Big T mower stream, and that was electric. That was awesome. Big T. It's a very soothing thing to watch. It's relaxing.
Yeah, imagine playing.
Yeah. What do you play it on? Xbox?
PlayStation.
Nice. Yeah, you gonna keep up with that?
Yeah, I hope so. I want to get the dinosaur DLC pack soon, so we can mow like in Jurassic Park.
That's awesome.
And then maybe if we can figure out, some people donated like Avery, like $40 or something to the YouTube stream. We don't exactly know where that money exists, but if we can find it, we're gonna use it to buy Pressure Washing Simulator and potentially start that as well.
That's awesome.
It should be in the in all the schematics of like whoever started the YouTube page should know who that somebody shaving points over there, man. Who's shaving points?
I don't know. I don't have the YouTube login, but if Avery can figure out where that money is.
My favorite part of the live stream was when Big T was talking about how sometimes he thinks that all the lawns that he's mowing are filled with weed plants. And then
there was one yard that had a big tractor in it, and underneath the tractor there was all sorts of overgrown weeds and stuff, and it looked vaguely like marijuana plants. So I was like, go in there with the weed whacker, get those out.
Fantasizing about taking out the weed plants.
Yeah.
Good thing you don't have to worry about that with 3Chi though.
Correct.
Because 3Chi is federally legal.
Right.
Yeah. So you would not mow down a forest filled with 3Chi.
That's correct.
Got it.
We have fun on there though. We got Dad Dog. He's actually a part of the cast now. It's me, Big T, and Dad Dog, Brian Conroy. It's good stuff.
It's great, man. He's a legend. What simulator do you think would you not want to play? Because I think you could simulate pretty much anything in a video game, and I would give it a shot. Would you simulate
Congress?
Congress simulator?
I think, actually, now that I said it out loud, it might be fun.
It's like
cause a little havoc.
It's like the career mode on Madden, where you're a player and you can like get mad at your team and demand a trade.
You can like sit in on the State of the Union and like yell at the people.
Yeah, you can demand a civil war.
Filibuster button.
So
just spam the filibuster button.
So I went and searched simulator on the PlayStation Store. Here's I'll just go down the list. Police simulator,
Would play.
prison simulator,
Yeah.
That one, I'm in.
gas station simulator. I'm that sounds good. Truck simulator, on the road, thief simulator, construction simulator, airport power washer, lawn mowing, farming, goat simulator, like the animal,
Oh yeah, that one's a good one.
firefighting simulator, cooking, bus driver, Autobahn police.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I got a theory. I think that all these simulators, people for some reason have a better dopamine reaction to these simulators than doing the real things. And what's going to happen is when the robots take over, they're not going to use AI to control them. They're just going to get other people to do simulators on real world robots. So like they're still instructing them. So it's going to be like Ender's Game.
Okay.
So they're actually controlling real robots, but through simulators and think they're playing a game.
Guys, we're getting prison simulator and we're going to stream it.
Let's do it. Do you guys remember the Jesus simulator? We need to get on that.
Is that on PlayStation, Big T?
I thought that didn't drop yet.
I think it's on Steam.
Oh, the Jesus? I haven't seen anything of that. I'm looking at prison
I'm playing
simulator.
that. I'm playing that on stream.
But I want to
Yes.
be bad Jesus. I want to be like 12-year-old Jesus.
You mean Satan?
No. 12-year-old. Remember 12-year-old Jesus used to kill kids and then bring him back to life and be like, I didn't kill him.
Yeah,
Look,
be
he's
like,
alive.
he fell down the stairs on his own.
Apocryphal Jesus.
Apocryphal. Yeah, I would definitely do the Jesus simulator for sure. It sounds like a great time, actually. But it's good. It's good to be back. And I listened to a couple episodes. Listened to what you guys got into a little bit.
Yeah.
Sounds like Billy was really cooking. Billy was cooking big time.
I got to talk about the trains. So I've done the deep research.
Yeah,
on
Billy
the
is
trains.
Donnie is Billy's battery for sure.
His battery.
Yeah, Donnie's the battery in Billy's back. When Donnie's sitting across from him, he just so he lights up and something happens inside of him, and it's just joy, and you just gotta let him go. It's beautiful to watch.
So tell me about the trains.
Well, okay, so I've talked to enough train people. Basically, all trains carry toxic materials because at least one of the cars, because it's the safest way to transport them, better than 18-wheelers, better than airplanes, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that all these trains, and there's like 1,000 derailments a year, the fact that like a lot of these trains end up having like a toxic waste element when they derail isn't like statistically significant. So what happened in East Palestine is terrible, and everything. It was like a really bad one, probably caused by some of the recent legislation that caused like the trains to be double long, like 2 miles long, where they used to be like a mile long.
And they don't have the same brakes, right? Or
Right.
they don't have the brakes that they need.
Well, the brakes are taking more stress because they're double the workload. That's why a lot of these things are happening, and because of East Palestine, they're all getting covered more.
It's confirmation bias.
Yeah.
It's like when you buy a red car, then you see all the other
Yeah.
red cars on the road.
But also people reporting more on train derailments because it's getting clicks and everything.
yeah.
But before they're happening, and no one knew. I don't know how that explains like the explosions over Texas, like the meteorites the other day, and like there was a pipe bomb found behind a church recently.
What do these things have to do with trains?
I'm saying, like, how are they related?
No, but like all these things were happening at the same time, and it was like,
Oh, also LeBron won this, past Kareem in the scoring of all time. So maybe that has something to do
Yeah.
with it as well.
yeah,
It's all connected.
yeah.
It's all connected, man.
Wait, were you saying that for a second you thought that meteorites had something to do with all the recent train derailments?
Not meteorites. No, people were covering it. Like more, basically, people were covering it because of East Palestine. Then like all these other trains started derailing, and turns out it's like traffic accidents, like they happen every day.
Yeah. They shouldn't.
Yeah,
It'd be nice if they didn't happen. All I
Train
know is
simulator.
that if I was in East Ohio or Western Pennsylvania, close to where this train derailed, I would not be back in my home right now. I would be living elsewhere because there's a long track record of the government and the train authorities as well, kind of putting on a happy face and wanting things to be true about the safety
Yeah.
of these areas that end up in the long term. I mean, you can just look at what happened on 9/11 with Ground Zero, and they said the air is clean to breathe, it's safe, and then all the people that helped to do the recovery and the demolition of what was remaining.
Yeah.
And now turns out that they breathed some really, really bad stuff back then. So I would not believe what anybody's telling me until we get like independent verification of all this.
And also it sucks because most people don't have a choice.
Yeah, you can't. Like, what are you supposed to do if you live paycheck to paycheck?
Yeah.
You can't exactly move out of town.
Yeah.
If your job's there.
There's been tons of media of like dead frogs and fishes, and frogs are like, they breathe through their skin and have some of the most like semi-porous, access to their body because they breathe through their skin. So like they're the ones who get hit with environmental stuff first.
Mhm.
So that's just like always bad side. They're the canary in the coal mine.
Save the frogs.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like toxins being spilled, and he's like, the frogs are in danger.
Yeah, but when they're dying, like, that's
what
how you
happens?
can tell it's really bad.
Yeah. It is really
What
bad.
happens?
It is.
Let's
really
say
bad.
all the frogs disappear. What happens?
You would get eaten by
yo,
mosquitoes. The frogs
this is
play such an important role in the ecosystem. They eat all the insects that eat us, and they keep it in check.
What about the
So-
bats? Why wouldn't we just import a lot of bats?
Yeah, well, the bats are cool too, but the frogs don't carry rabies. They provide a little ambiance in the night with their croaks.
So
And,
I was genuinely asking, right? I really didn't know. So like, if you're saying, because like I know like there's some major environmental impacts happens if like some things like if the bees go, like that shit would fuck up everything, right? That we know. So if the frogs leave, we're just looking at a spike in insects.
Yeah, it'd be super buggy. Like especially the mosquito population would get out of control.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy how like every animal plays a role, and if you take one building block out of the ecosystem, the whole tower crumbles. It's really
What about humans? What if you took humans out of the ecosystem?
This place would flourish.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this place would flourish.
We're a disease.
I mean, actually, that's true.
Dude from Matrix said it best. He said he described what humans do and how we spread, and it's a virus. Like if you look out in the macro of how we do things, we're a virus.
Yeah.
It's slowly turning into a Klaus Schwab podcast, right, Billy?
Low key. But I was thinking, if you took chimpanzees out of the jungle, because like we're all great apes, right? What was our niche back then? Like how would the ecosystem be affected if we took out chimpanzees? Probably certain type of overgrowth because of vegetation. That's something to look into.
Okay. It sounds like a big project.
Yeah, I'm gonna add it to the list.
What if we contributed through farming? Does agriculture, does that help any other part of the ecosystem?
I mean, I guess you could say all the animals we domesticated, we continued their genetic survival. So like think about this, the wild, oryx that we domesticated into modern day cattle is gone.
Yeah.
But domestic cattle still survive, in those oryx that are all died out survived through the genetic variation of cattle.
What about mosquitoes? What do mosquitoes do?
They provide food for insectivores, and they suck blood.
I got a better one. Roaches. What the fuck do they do?
They're pretty important when it comes to decomposition.
Roaches?
Yeah, because they'll eat trash. Like they'll eat stuff up, and like especially when it comes to like decomposing bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like they make sure that all that biological waste gets processed and put back into the ecosystem.
Okay.
So the roaches eat something, frog eats the roach, or a bird eats the roach. Bird gets eaten by a bigger animal, a fox.
Talk to him, Mufasa.
Yeah,
Circle of life.
And
Yeah.
then pretty soon you'll be eating the roaches.
Yeah.
Soon. Very soon.
You'll like it.
Cricket flour is kind of tasty.
Cricket flour?
That's how it starts.
I had cricket flour. This is like 20 years ago. It's not a new thing. I had cricket flour in a cookie.
I was
It's pretty good.
I was low-key eating bugs before it was bad, and I thought it was cool.
For fun?
Yeah, but now when it's
No,
like,
it's cool now.
No, it's not cool now. Now it's like they want, like back when it was like a fad and you could be like really cool for eating bugs.
When was this fad where you were cool for eating bugs?
Well, 5th grade, like eat it. And then you eat the bug and everyone's like, whoa.
It was all the rage.
This was a fad among 8 people at your elementary school.
Look, man, lunchroom table is pretty cool.
What's the grossest bug you've ever eaten?
Actually, probably on Lowering the Bar. It was a gigantic Japanese roach that we had to eat. I think you were there for that episode.
I might.
How did you know it was Japanese?
Because they had it in the packaging.
Oh, okay.
It was like a packaged bug to eat.
But it was dead.
Yeah. Also drank mealworms on Deadliest Game show.
Yeah.
Bro, don't they got diseases and shit? Roaches, like, why would you eat that?
I don't think they have. I mean, I think when they cook them, it kills a lot of the bacteria. But since we're so different from roaches, we can't catch much of their diseases.
There are some roaches that are dirtier than others. So the German roaches, the small roaches, those are the really bad ones. The big ones, the palmetto bugs, sometimes aren't necessarily the dirtiest. They're just huge and gross.
Yeah. The Taliban hates their office jobs now. Hear about that?
I did not hear about
What a
that.
segue.
No, the Taliban, it was something I wanted to talk about with you guys. So a lot of the Taliban who've been spending, years fighting American forces, the Afghan coalition forces have now, they're in Kabul. We saw the videos of them in the bumper cars, just really enjoying the gyms and all the stuff that they couldn't experience while living in the outside world. But now they're having to take on government jobs and doing a lot of paperwork. And some of them are like, I hate this shit. I want to go back to fighting. There's traffic. There's a bunch of people in the city. There's a whole Washington Post article written on it.
Thoughts and prayers to the Taliban.
Yeah, but it's crazy how the Afghanistan Taliban fighters miss fighting. That's what the article's called. And it's because it's crazy how the modern world can take some the Taliban bad guys, but tough ass dudes. They literally beat one of the greatest armies on earth ever. They outlasted them. But the modern world,
I would say that the Taliban beat us. We beat the Taliban pretty soundly, but we just kind of kept them at bay.
yeah. I mean, but basically they outlasted us.
Yeah, they went and they hid for a while and they came back when we left. But I think one thing you can say about the Afghan war is we dethroned and deposed the Taliban.
Right.
We kicked them out.
But when I say that, I'm not trying to demean all the sacrifices we made in Afghanistan, but they've outlasted a lot of armies.
Billy, not pro-America.
No, I'm pro-America. When we dropped the Moab on them, that was pretty fucking sick.
Yeah,
those guys didn't win.
Those guys did not win.
But The Office, the modern.
They're sending emails now.
Yeah, the modern world.
They're cold calling people to see if they want to become suicide bombers.
they're we have to feed all these people.
Yeah, paperwork sucks.
Yeah.
Ooh, the passive aggressive emails within the ranks, that would be fun to read. To whom it may concern.
Per my last email, have you secured the heroin field yet? Yeah, I wonder, do they actually have offices where they clock into work 9 to 5?
Yeah, in Kabul, because all those
they ride like a train. They come home from work, hang up their coat. Honey, I'm home.
they're they hate traffic.
Yeah.
They're there's actually, they've been talking about back in the day when we were driving our trucks in the mountains, we didn't have to deal with traffic. We could just speed, and now they're just stuck in traffic. And they're this sucks.
Common ground. Hey, that's the fastest way to diplomacy is common ground.
Yeah, we found some. I think between hating office jobs and also sitting down and watching Jackass movies with them, I think that there's a lot of stuff that we can find in common. Taliban would fucking love the Jackass movies. Nobody. It's just a massive human truth that if you watch a guy getting hit in the nuts, you're going to laugh at it. Yeah. It's something that we can all agree on. I've got a question for you guys because there was I'm starting to come around to Big T's point of view about Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I know what you're going to say.
Democrat plant. She said today, it's time for a national divorce.
You couldn't have written that more perfectly if you were a Democratic plant than she did.
Well, think about it. So she wants to do a civil war, essentially, or a breakup where red states and blue states form their own separate government in the United States. And she does work in a blue state. So she's saying that she wants her blue state to separate from the red states. Therefore, I think she might be a Democrat, Big T. She wants Georgia, the blue state that it is, She wants them to team up with the other libs out there, and go off and form their own government. So I think Big T might be right about this. Your thoughts?
I'm open. I mean, I don't know what throws me off is she was like really big into the Q shit. I mean, was that just a smokescreen?
I think she's just addicted to the internet. I think that's her problem. I think that she gets a lot of retweets, a lot of likes. She's like an internet celebrity. So she's like, what's the next shocking thing I can do? Okay, yeah, let's keep this going. I'll just advocate for complete secession. And how would that work if the blue states and the red states separate into their own separate countries? Like, there are a lot of states that are blue that are surrounded by red. There are a lot of red states that are surrounded by blue. How it would just be like territories inside of other people's territories? I don't get it.
I mean, that's literally how the Balkans happened, or like the complete train wreck, which was separating Pakistan from India.
Yeah.
It was like, those are like some of the worst geopolitical situations ever.
Also, in her tweet, she threw in a Trumpism. She said, we need to separate by red states and blue states and shrink the federal government. Everyone I talk to says this.
Yes.
Everyone has been telling me this. We need to be separated.
Big, strong men with tears in their eyes coming up to me saying, thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. I think it would be, if you were to draft states, I'm just thinking off the top of my head, I don't think that you can make a case that the blue states or the red states would be better across the board. We've got some really shitty blue states and red states.
In terms of what?
So, I mean, I would want, like, California is a great state. I would want California.
But again,
I would also want Texas, though. Texas and California both.
Are you talking like a place to live? Like,
yeah, like the states that you would want to live in the most.
So let's say you're just most desirable is
most
what
desirable
you're going
states,
for.
Yeah.
But does that include things like California taxing you at 18% and shit like that?
Yeah, it would.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying I would like to be taxed.
See, then I would say it's undesirable.
But you go to California, you've got everything. California is objectively a great state. It's a beautiful state.
But what's in California that's not in Texas?
A lot of things.
Beach.
The ocean.
There's Galveston.
More farming.
Listen, fam.
You've never been to Galveston Beach if you're saying Galveston Beach.
That is like tap water versus lake water in the Amazon or something. It's not it.
Not the same.
Okay, that's probably true.
California's got more agriculture than Texas does.
True.
Both kind of suck at water retention. But yeah, I would put California and Texas both in my top 5 for states that I would want.
Yeah.
Now,
as much as I bitch about Texas, it's not bad here. It's pretty cool.
Yeah,
except it's just hot, dog. Like, they could keep the heat. So it's just let's see, May, June. Fuck this place. No, it is disgusting. It is. We need more frogs.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, that's because there's no water.
It also sucks the humidity in Houston. I hate that.
That's what it is. It's not the heat. It's the humidity. Like, I'm okay with dry heat. Dry heat is cool because you can get under the shade and it drops like 15 degrees. You know what I mean? But like here, you just get under shade and it's just hot shade air. It's just there's no escaping it. And like you showered and you walk outside, you got to shower 5 minutes later. It's not a desirable place in the summer. Like, I hate it. I'm not looking forward to golfing in the summer because it's so hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'll be walking the courses, so I'm not looking forward to that. But
I think Marjorie Taylor Greene just likes being divorced so much. She says, "Why don't we do it with the entire country?"
Nice.
Worked out well for me.
Nice joke.
No, she's thriving in her divorced life right now, banging everybody at the gym.
Yeah, tell me more. I knew she was divorced, but tell me more.
She was banging her. I don't know if it was a fitness instructor or a personal trainer or somebody that she just happened to work out with. But yeah, she's really into CrossFit.
You know, I was talking to
Nice.
this guy at a bar, and I think the real problem with this whole thing is that we don't have anywhere else to go. You know what I'm saying? So like, we've ran out of land to go inhabit, like a frontier. And because of that, all the people who came to America to escape Europe, they're now in a place that has become much more, built up, civilized, and they want to go to another place, but they can't because there's nowhere else to go.
I mean, there's lots of land. There's a ton of land.
No, there. But like to establish their own government. So I was talking to this guy who wanted to get a bunch of people and take some tracts of land in like Cyprus or even Syria and just develop it. And like, he was pretty out there.
Try to find a problem with that.
Just talking about crazy stuff. Talking about colonizing.
Yeah.
He's mad because they can't colonize anymore.
Exactly.
I think we tried to do that in Syria, and it failed miserably.
No, but
there's a little thing, a couple groups of guys named ISIS out there that probably wouldn't take too kindly of us showing up and putting a flag in their land.
What he was trying to say is that like all these stir crazy people is why everyone's unhappy, and usually like all the unhappy people used to just go leave. And now we just have a big pot of unhappy people, and we're all the unhappiest people because they are all immigrants from all around the world who came to a new land and then got all the best parts of America. But then their children are like, wait a second, we found it's genetically, they find problems with stuff and want to leave and change stuff. So because of that.
It's some of the most problematic mindset I've ever heard, maybe in my life, though. He's saying what's wrong with today is we've colonized all we can, and people are tired of it. And there's just nothing else to take over. No more lands to plummet. This is ridiculous.
I got one that I'm thinking about. If you really got that itch, if you're thinking about stepping out of bounds, finding a new place, maybe moving the family, settling down, starting your own country, a little place called the Sentinelese Islands out there that are virtually untouched.
Tell him if he's really about that shit, talk to him.
Yeah, just show up. Try to reason. Surely these chaps will respond to reason.
I know, but dude, if a boatload of guys with AR-15s roll up on Sentinelese Islands, that place is decimated in a day.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. We could take
but that's like terrible.
We could take that shit over. That's honestly what we used to do.
Yeah.
It's problematic now because we understand that it's bad to just steal land from people, but that's kind of how the world operated for the last 10,000 years?
Yeah.
Forever.
And all of a sudden now we've gone so woke that we can't even take over an island that's not ours in the middle of the
can't even colonize no more. Shit is too woke out here.
Yeah. Wokeism has torn us apart. I do think it's a bad idea probably to have a national divorce though.
It's to secede, yeah. I mean,
is it?
We fought a whole war about that.
Is that a crime for her to be like, we should secede? I don't know how laws work.
Secession. Let's see.
I don't know if the suggestion of it is a crime. Well, it could be like maybe treason. I don't know.
Sedition.
I have no idea.
I don't think, because you have freedom of speech, obviously, so she's allowed to say that I think we need a divorce. But I don't think as a lawmaker she's allowed to take any actual steps towards breaking up the country.
We all know that, yeah.
Some have argued for secession as a constitutional right and others as from a natural right of revolution. In Texas v. White, 1869, the Supreme Court ruled unilateral secession unconstitutional while commenting that revolution or consent of the states could lead to a successful secession. So I'm trying to see if it's illegal.
You know what?
It is illegal. After the Civil War, they figured out it was illegal.
Marjorie Taylor Greene saw Jimmy Carter in hospice and said to herself, I'm going to seize control of Georgia now that the peanut farmer's out of the picture. Also, we should say preemptively RIP Jimmy Carter because it's probably going to happen this week.
It's preemptively.
Great man.
Man.
One of the finest Americans, I would say. Jimmy Carter, universally loved. There are a lot of people saying, like, I saw As a Republican was trending the other day when they announced that he was going into hospice care, because so many people were saying, as a Republican, I'm sad to see this happen to Jimmy Carter. It's like when like a quarterback tears his ACL and people are like, you know what, as a Rams fan, I'm sad to see Kyler Murray out for the year.
I think Jimmy Carter, being in the South and being as a beloved person as he was, kind of reached the SEC 40-year announcer realm, where like when an SEC team's announcer dies, the other team's fans are like, man, as a Georgia fan, I hate to see John Ward go. Like, and Jimmy Carter is, that same deal.
That's a really interesting point. It's like the Ole Miss announcer dies, and it's like, he might have cheered for those Rebs, but he loved college football.
Exactly. That's what I feel with the Jimmy Carter stuff. I see people saying.
Yeah, that's a good point. The man loved America, and he loved helping Americans, loved helping people.
I mean, he was building houses at 95 with Habitat for Humanity.
How good do you think those houses were?
Okay,
I think he was just there.
Yeah, he might have drilled like
Still
a couple
taught
things.
Sunday school.
I love Jimmy Carter. I think he's a great guy. But if I'm looking to move into a new house, I would prefer that somebody under the age of 70 poured the foundation.
I don't think he was doing the nitty
He's
gritty.
not doing drywall.
He was like when you go, like, like sometimes contractors bring their kids to the site and they try to help out.
Yeah.
He did a
Like
couple
that.
photo ops, couple videos.
No, I saw him on some roofs. He was like, he had a hammer. The
He
man
was up there.
The man, I don't think Jimmy Carter was much for photo ops. I think he happened to get caught in a lot of photo ops, like when he shakes hands with everybody on a plane.
Yeah.
People are going to take their phones. I don't think he did that for the clout. I don't think he was a clout chaser.
Okay.
He's out there putting up shingles on the roof.
No, but he's definitely just was like a hold the tools guy, like, hammer, screwdriver, like actually President's Day, today's a big bring your son to the site day.
I mean,
in construction.
if Jimmy Carter passed away on President's Day.
Oh, that would be lit. Well, damn.
Well, come on.
Okay, it would suck, but I mean, that's epic, no?
There's 11 hours left.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay for us to talk about this because he's lived a long life and he's nearing the end of it. So I don't think it's if you had to pick whether to die on President's Day or the day after President's Day, I'm sure Jimmy Carter would rather die on President's Day.
That's true. And it shouldn't be taboo to talk about death anyway. It's all happening. We're all gonna kick the bucket, I hate to be morbid, but I mean, if he's gonna go out, President's Day would kind of be fire to go. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
he'd be the only president to die on President's Day.
No, but you know what? So 3 presidents, I remember this story and I just Googled it. 3 presidents all died on July 4th. John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, and James Monroe. And some of them.
That feels. I'm putting my tinfoil hat on there. That feels a little.
July 4th, 1826.
Adams and Jefferson died within like hours of each other.
Yeah.
And one of them, I forget which one, but one of them, his like dying words were like, I think it was Adams said, and Jefferson lives. But
One of the
Jefferson had actually died an hour before he did
Yeah.
They were adversaries.
because they hated each other.
Yeah. I think one of them was holding out till the other one died to die.
This is kind of wild. Presidents 2 through 4 all died on July 4th.
Yeah.
That feels a little scripted.
It does.
It feels a little. That's a little too patriotic. You know what I mean?
USA rigged. So now that would mean that Clinton would be our oldest remaining president, right?
No. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
because H.W. passed away.
He dies on National Women's Day. That'd be fire.
Bill Clinton's 76. Isn't Biden older than that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Clinton looks like he's doing worse. Honestly, I don't know if you've
Joe
seen him
Biden's-
lately. He
Biden's
looks.
80.
But I'm saying just by the looks. At least Joe Biden still has somebody in his back moving his mouth
Yeah.
pretty well. Clinton looks bad, dog. Like he looks like his skin is falling off. It looks.
You think Clinton still fucks? He's got to, right?
Ain't no way. Ain't no
Do you
way,
think-
bro.
Clinton?
Ain't no way, dog.
I think if Clinton
Have you
couldn't fuck
seen him
anymore,
lately?
he'd off himself.
It's like there's nothing else to live for on this godforsaken place.
Trump is a couple months older than Clinton also.
Really?
hmm
I didn't know that.
Clinton was born in August of 1946. Trump was born in June.
That's crazy to think about. So the guy that took office 1992 is younger than the guy that just got out of office like 2
And
years
the current
ago, and
president.
the current president.
He was pretty young, though.
He was, yeah.
We need some young bucks
We do.
getting into politics.
In Congress, they just wash all these old fucks out of.
Well, that's what
politics.
COVID was supposed to do.
Come on, COVID.
Oh,
Well,
whoa!
that was like the theory.
Pause.
Wait. No, COVID was like the theory was that COVID was released to help with. Okay, this is conspiracy theory, but this is conspiracy theory. I'm
The
sorry.
theory
don't
is,
say.
I'm not saying this, but the
I'm not
theory
saying
is,
the theory is that China released the virus because of their demographic problem with their extremely old population like it was skewed high, so they needed to like balance the population by killing off all the old people so that they didn't get into that situation that Japan is where the whole population is way too old and they didn't have enough young people to care for the old people.
Maybe China just needs some nuclear disasters that their old people can go and help fix.
Yeah. But that's just a theory.
I don't hate it. As far as lunatic Billy theories go on this show, I'd say that's probably in the top half.
It was a theory.
That's pretty bad, actually, because it didn't work.
Well, I think it did there, but it didn't work here.
And I think globally, if I'm not mistaken, you can fact check me, but I think COVID is the number one killer of children right now. I think.
Oh, I forgot that Gerald Ford died in 2006.
Pretty recent.
Yeah, it's pretty recent.
What day did he die?
Boxing Day, day after Christmas,
was that around when Reagan died too? When did he die?
2004.
Yeah.
That's okay too. Dying the day after Christmas. That's not a bad day to die.
You had a great last day. Yeah.
Yeah, like Christmas is one of the greatest days there is.
Unfortunately, the number one cause of death amongst children in the United States is not COVID. It's firearms.
What is it?
Oh,
And that's for
What?
people under 18.
is that true?
That counts suicide.
That's probably a lot of suicides,
Yeah.
honestly.
and gang violence.
That's tough.
Yeah.
We got to fix that. Billy, new project for you.
No, I don't want to work on that one. Sorry.
Okay. So yeah, anyways, MTG, let me know if you end up getting this thing off the ground when it comes to secession. I think that's a plot that's doomed to fail though. And I think that what if Marjorie Taylor Greene just became the new president of the red states?
Well, like you said, she's not even in a red state.
So it is.
She would be surrounded on all sides.
Yeah. Is Atlanta? I guess Georgia's a purple state.
Yeah, I mean, everywhere in Georgia other than Metro Atlanta is red, but Atlanta's just gotten so big that it's the majority of the state now.
Well, Georgia has a Republican governor. I'm pretty sure the state house is mostly Republican because that's how state houses are set up. And I think they have more Republican members of the House of Representatives than they do Democrat members.
Probably,
but they've got
both senators,
two blue senators, and they voted for Biden.
Correct.
So yeah, I think that's the definition of a purple state. So
purple country.
What would her proposal be for red states that have massive blue cities? Are we going to then divide the states up, and so the cities become their own countries? I don't know. We'll have to work through this, Marjorie. Give me a call.
Come on the show.
Come on the show. Open invite to MTG.
Oh, that would be great to have her on. Actually,
I want to talk to her about space lasers because she has some wild takes.
She moved on from that.
Okay,
that was a learning moment for her.
Yeah, but I just want because I don't even know what she's talking about.
Yeah, she's in deeper than you are. She knows parts of the internet that Billy doesn't know.
I was like, what the fuck?
Does she do like podcasts? Can I actually ask for it?
I don't know. I've
shoot your shot.
You can find their emails and stuff.
Yeah.
Because our talent team can work on it.
Invite her on the show for sure.
Like,
let's do it.
I like reading. I like reading about conspiracy theories that I don't believe in and just think are funny because it's almost like funny fan fictions. Like some of the stuff that like the Valentine's chocolate stuff that Kyrie was talking about. Like just reading about all the types of stuff. So to hear what she's getting at is just hilarious.
Yeah, I would say though that if you're pointing to some like in your early 30s saying that you no longer believe in Jewish space lasers and that you've moved on, that's something that I could maybe overlook if you were, I don't know, 16 years old, maybe 17, pushing it. But like if you own a house and you believe that Jewish people are sending space lasers up there, that's a problem. It's a problem in my book.
Gotta appreciate the growth either way, you know.
That's true. Growth is growth. For sure. So how was everybody's weekend? What'd you guys get into?
I went to a magic show, man.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. Although I didn't get to see most of it. I was in San Antonio visiting my mom. I had all my kids. And I'm like, let's do something fun. So I took them all to a magic show. But downtown San Antonio was fucking crazy, dog. And so instead of Ubering, I just put everybody in a car. I got like 7 people. And so we all in the car. And I was like, yo, I'm just gonna drop y'all off and I'll go find parking. Unbeknownst to me, there's no fucking parking anywhere. And it's happened to me 4 times. I don't know if this ever happened to you. 4 times. As I'm turning into a parking lot that says it has availability, the next car, like in front of me, the dude goes, no more. We're not taking any more. That happened to me 4 different times, dog. I was like, yo, you gotta be fucking kidding me. So I didn't end up walking into the place till 7:45. And so I caught the very end of the show, which was cool, but my kids had a good time. So I was happy with it.
You go to the Riverwalk?
It was right by the Riverwalk. Riverwalk is unreal, dog. I've never been before, but just looking and we were walking back to the car, that shit is amazing. It's like a river and you got restaurants and live bands and food and drinks. And it looks like a great time. I'm gonna go back.
It is fun. San Antonio it's a fun city. I used to not like it when I first moved to Austin. I didn't like it that much. And then you grow to love it because it's like a more authentic version of Austin.
Oh, that's a hot take.
Well, as more people move into Austin from other parts of the country, Austin becomes less Austin. And it becomes more just like, okay, here's the California pocket. Here's like the New York pocket. Here's the tech pocket. And then San Antonio, I think it's a very cultural place. It's still like I think a majority Mexican. So there's a lot of Mexican culture that's built into the city that's not going anywhere. I don't think that people are moving to Austin or moving to San Antonio at anywhere the same rate that they're moving into like Dallas or Austin. So it's kind of it's retaining its identity a little bit more. Now there are probably people in San Antonio listening to this like, no, San Antonio sucks compared to what it was like 15 years ago. But I've started to like San Antonio I've started to appreciate San Antonio more than I appreciate Austin as the years go by.
Speculative real estate is insane right now, and it's driving up prices because everyone thinks it's going to be the next Austin. So like housing developments are being built, and it would be a huge place to get into if you're like into real estate.
It's a big city. Tons of people.
What I'm noticing as I travel and as I just grow as a human, it's very rare that people enjoy where they live. It's always grass is greener. So it's like when you be like, yo, how's Houston? I'm like, man, this shit's trash here. But everybody outside is like, what? I thought it was a great city. I'm like, yeah. One of my homeboys from San Diego, he's like, man, I'm thinking about moving out to Houston. Man, shit is lovely. He's like, San Diego is trash. I'm like, San Diego is trash? What the fuck are you talking about? He grew up there. That's all he knows, San Diego. But like, if you ask people where they live, people hate where they live everywhere across the world, really. Well, I wouldn't say world, but in America, it's very prevalent. We're like, man, this shit's trash. I really want to move to X. It's just how it is, man.
You're talking about exactly what I was saying.
I know I was adding on to your point.
Yeah, no, but like, people were from a bunch of people who came to America and they hated where they lived, and now they want to move again.
Yeah.
You're talking about colonizing.
Yeah,
yeah, but like, it's like moving into new houses, like micro colonizing. Come on.
San Antonio's where Charles Barkley talks about the big old women, right?
Big women. They're churros. Charles Barkley was on one about Salt Lake City last night. It was very funny. He was like, everybody here is going to heaven. Everyone's going to heaven in Salt Lake City because you can't drink, you can't smoke. He said that he's never eaten as much room service in his life as he did as when he was in Salt Lake City. Everyone's going to heaven out here because there's nothing that you can do.
Damn. I'm actually going to Utah on Thursday. I got a snowboarding trip planned with some of my Valorant buddies, man. They hit me up. They was like, hey, you want to go snowboarding? I was like, let's do it. So I booked it like in, I don't know, December.
Have you met him?
I met one of them once. He lives in Dallas, and I went to, I think we talked about the show, Medieval Times.
Yeah.
So I took the whole family to Medieval Times, and I invited him over to come with us. And super cool dude, man, super chill. He's like a programmer. He like codes all day. Really, really cool dude though. So like he was like, hey, a bunch of us are getting together and go to snowboard. And I was like, I'm down. Let's do it. And I play. I don't know if you ever had like internet friends where like for years you've been playing with people on this video game and you feel very comfortable with them, and then finally you meet up and it's like, oh, it's pretty much what I expected. That's pretty cool, but it's a weird dynamic that I don't think any other generation has had to deal with. But like meeting your internet friends is a really cool thing.
Yeah, I think back in the day, in the 90s, if you were saying, I'm going to go meet up with this person that I met online, everybody would be like, well, you're going to get abducted. This is from a guy from the internet. You're meeting somebody from the internet. And now that's how most relationships start nowadays is through an online connection. I hung out with an internet friend that I've known since 2012 online, basically when I started my Twitter account way back in the day. This dude, Clue Haywood, was one of my first, I'd say probably like 400, 500 followers online. I followed him. And he's in Arizona. So I met up with him the week of the Super Bowl, went out, had some beers. Cool guy. Like people from the internet.
This your first time meeting him?
Yeah, first time ever meeting him in person.
Wow, that's pretty dope. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's I think it's a more acceptable way to meet people now. I mean, that's how I met Big Cat.
I love Clue Haywood. Just all the pictures of his dog and dive bars. I'm just like, I want to hang out with fucking Clue.
Yeah, he's a cool guy.
How was it? How was meeting Clue?
It was fine. It was he's a regular guy. We have common interests, and that includes drinking and dive bars. So we hit it off.
Dude, I want to meet up with Clue.
We can make that happen. He's a big fan of yours, Billy.
Shout out to all the people all across the world meeting up with their internet friends this week.
Yep. So you're going out to Utah. That'll be fun. Going snowboarding out there.
Going snowboard. I got my snowboard. I got my snow gear. It's kind of lit, actually.
Arian, we got to play golf together soon because I
seen you have the bug a little bit, huh?
I'm all the way in on golf. I don't know what happened. Maybe once you turn, a certain age, if you're a white dude that's 38 years old and you play golf one time, you're like, well, that's what I'm doing until I die.
And this is it. I figured it's not even. I don't think it's not a white thing anymore. It's just what it is. It just captivates you in a way that's hard to explain. It's just like it's this cult that's just, and all of a sudden now a lot of your income goes to getting better gear, getting better, going to different places, and it's just amazing, dog. Like I seen you was hanging with Max Homa.
Yeah,
and so I was literally watching the entire tournament because it was Tiger's first tournament back in 2.5 years, and so Max Homa was in the top two, the whole tournament, and so that was dope watching him critique y'all's swings or lack thereof.
He's a very, very cool guy. I like Max a lot. Like the nicest dude that you would what you see on TV when after he lost that tournament, he was really emotional afterwards.
Yeah.
Like that's Max. He's just like a genuine human being. So he's very, very easy to root for.
He's like the definition of chill.
Yeah.
Of any athlete I've ever met. Nicest guy.
That's dope.
Have y'all watched Full Swing on Netflix?
I can't wait to see it.
So I watched the whole thing this weekend. It's one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. It's so good.
Are you about to get into golf, Big T?
I play golf like when I'm home in the summer and stuff, like probably 2 or 3 times a year, but like never. Up here it's hard, 1, and 2, I'm not good enough at it to be like I want to do this all the time. Maybe as I progress in age and am able to play more, but I enjoy
the most 46-year-old thing that you could probably do.
I know. I do anticipate playing much more golf in the future. I enjoy watching golf and I play it when I can, but
gotcha.
We're gonna make
play after this podcast.
We're gonna make the Cleveland trip happen so we can all play up there with Mr. Conroy.
I'm all in.
Cleveland? Do we want to make the Macrodosing first golf trip Cleveland?
Well, no, we're gonna.
That's where the joints.
It's
at.
where the joints at.
yeah, okay.
I'm sure he's got a nice club up there.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I just joined. I just joined a country club. Like, paid my initiation fee, which was a motherfucking whop, and so it's like it's really dope. Though it's exclusive, it's private, and I can go all day, every day, and I'm just a pig in shit. I'm happy as hell about it.
What do you get with the country club membership? Do you get your own locker?
You get your own locker. Everything's really privatized. The golf carts are like extremely nice. The course is extremely nice. The clubhouse is nice. You get credits in the clubhouse. You also get so you can play for free all day, every day you want. Driving range free. Everything's free. Well, you paid for it, but it's all inclusive. But also there's three other courses that you can also play for free around Houston. There's just a whole bunch of different perks. There's like fittings, like people come like as far as like Callaway or Ping or whatever, and they come and they fit you for clubs if you want. Like it's just a big like inclusive club basically. Oh, there's swimming pools, there's tennis courts, it's pretty nice.
There's nothing better than the country club life.
There's a minimum, right?
Minimum what?
Like I always had friends who were at country clubs, and we'd have to go at like the end of the year to help like finish their minimum, so that they didn't have any money left that they didn't spend for like food.
Got it.
Oh,
Got
I
it.
don't
Because if you don't
Maybe.
spend it by the end of the year, then you just lose it.
So they'd be like, "Yo, we need to go kill the minimum," and I'd be like, "Yeah, sign me up." And then we just order like tons of food.
It's going to be fun though for you, Arian. Like you're going to be able to go into like events that the club has, like club championship, all this stuff. They like give away clubs and store credit. It's going to be great.
When you walk into the locker room, there's this like plate that has all like the club champions on there. And I don't know if y'all ever seen the movie Life. It's an all black cast, but
I've seen it. It's a good movie.
Yeah, it's a great movie. But you remember that when he's like, Camp 8, man. Camp 8 wins that pig every year. He's like, this year I want that damn pig. That's what it reminded me of as soon as I walked in and shit. But it's dope, man. So far it's been really cool, man.
You think you can win that club championship?
Not nowhere near that good yet. I'm hovering around low 90s, high 80s. So I'm nice. You know what I'm saying? Like I can swing the sticks, but it's like if I clean up a lot of the mental mistakes and fuck ups like off the tee and approach shots, I think I'll be hitting in the 70s, man. I really do. So here's to that journey. But yeah, that's what we should do. Y'all should all come down to Houston, come to the club. We could film it. That's why it's like a private course. We ain't got to worry about, time issues or, somebody playing behind us or whatever. Like we could just come, have a great time, have some drinks and shit. That would be fun, dog.
I'm going to be down there for the Final Four.
It's in March.
Yeah.
Come through.
April. Yeah.
Oh yeah, April. Come through.
Yeah. We should
You
play.
have a room. You don't need a hotel. You can stay right here, fam.
We should play a round of golf when I'm down there.
I mean, I'll be here, fam.
I've got people are critiquing my swing because that's what happens when you post your swing online is you get
oh my god.
You get just absolute nonsense from people. Just words that make no sense. Well, you need to release your right elbow before you come over the top with your hips. What the
That
fuck
is true,
does any
though.
of that
You
mean?
do need to release your right elbow, though. You do need to get in there. But I had one dude. I posted my swing, and he's like, "Hey man, you need to stand a little bit further back from the ball." He's like, "Look at the difference between you and Tiger." And I'm like, "Dog, why are you putting me in the same category as Tiger?" And this is the third swing I've posted, fam. Like, calm the fuck down. I'm out here to have a good time. Relax.
Yeah. I've been told.
Thank you for the critique, though. Thank you. I appreciate you.
I've been told that I might have one of the best backswings in the game. My backswing.
You don't have a bad backswing.
Backswing is perfect until I start to actually swing.
When you come down, you have a little bit over the top going on, and I know how to fix that because I struggled with that heavily the first 3 or 4 months I played. I was really bad with it, but I know how to fix that.
How do I fix it? I'm going to go to the range right after we're done with this podcast. I'm gonna
love it. Oh, he's at the super bug. I love it. Okay, so if you're struggling with over the top, the one thing that helped me out was realizing you're trying to baseball swing it. Like you're trying to hit it hard, right? When in actuality, you want to let the club do the work. And the rotation that you get is really good. And so what that dude was talking about was swinging your elbow. Ben Hogan wrote a book that I wrote. That was really dope. My grandma sent me a book by Ben Hogan. 5 things that he believed any average golfer could shoot in the 70s. Any average golfer could shoot in the 70s if you just focus on these things. And they're really, really good tips. And one of the things he does is he gives you a mental picture. Like if you were to throw a ball, right? If you were to cock back and throw a ball, you actually lead with your elbow, right? When you cock it back, you actually lead with your elbow and then release. The club swing is very similar. If you want any kind of whip and any kind of force, when you bring it back, you want to lead with the elbow first and then release through. And so if you think about your elbow being glued to, if you look at all the greatest ball strikers, all of them, all the great ball strikers, their elbow is almost attached and dug into their hip when they're coming through on their downswing. And that eliminates your the over the top. And also it makes you hit it so much pure. Like I know you felt it before, which is what keeps you coming back. But have you ever felt the shot and the ball just flies off and it feels like you barely even hit the shit.
Yeah.
That's what pros feel every single time they hit it. And it's because one of the main things that they do is they tuck this elbow, and their elbow is, if you look at every single good ball striker, their elbow is glued to their ribs, and then they follow through and they come through like that. But that's the thing about golf, is there's so many different technical aspects to it. But that's the main thing that helped me with the over the top.
I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna keep that right elbow glued. I did hit. You're right. I hit one because I played a little bit. I went out to the driving range when I was on vacation, and I absolutely nuked this one driver, probably like 275. It was the sickest shot that I've ever hit in my life, and I was like, well, I'm a golfer now. This is where all my money's gonna go.
It's exactly how it happens. Oh, real quick before, it's not on your backswing you want to keep it.
Right. It's as I start the downswing.
Yeah, as you start the downswing, you want to think about tucking that, and then your shoulders will kind of be like this. So you'll be like that, and your shoulders will kind of like skew. And once you tuck that elbow, you'll really start to feel that what they call compression. It's you'll hear it when it comes off the. It makes that sound. It's called compression. That really helps with compression.
If you tuck your shirt into your elbow, it'll help.
That's why golfers do that shit all the time. They lift up their shirt.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. I thought that it was just
they put a towel. You could put a towel. You could put a towel in your right elbow and leave it in there, and that will help you get the visualization, the mental picture of keeping that elbow tucked.
I'm gonna break 140 in no time.
Speaking of elbows, how is your elbow?
That's what I'm starting out. I'm doing this. How do you eat an elephant, Big T?
One bite at a time.
Damn right. Damn right. And so that's what I'm doing. First, I'm going to have double par. I'm going to make a double par, which means I'm going to break 142 or 144, I guess. And then I'm just going to keep chipping away from there, because I rarely play around a golf where I actually keep track of every single stroke, because that's a lot of math. But I'm going to do it.
No free ads. I went to that Swingers mini putt place. It's awesome.
Yeah. Swingers
Saturday.
is a good time.
Yeah, it was great with the drinks and all that. I got the bug back again.
How is your elbow?
My elbow is great.
No surgery?
I have not had surgery on it. I'm also not swinging as hard as I possibly can. I think that maybe when I got my clubs fit, I think that's maybe where I went wrong, was the guy was like, just hit the ball as hard as you can repeatedly. So I did that probably, 60 times in a row.
That may be the worst advice you can get on a golf course. What? Who said this?
The guy that was fitting me for these clubs. And I think it's because when I was swinging hard, the ball was going straight, and I was losing a little bit of my slice. And so he was like, yeah, just keep swinging hard. So
no, that's horrible.
I got a new set of clubs. I got, instead of having a bunch of like irons, like 3 irons, 4 irons, 5 irons, he gave me all the hybrids. So I'm basically like a 70-year-old going out there with my hybrids and my 5, 6, 7, 8 irons.
For somebody on the go like you, I have an idea. Like, again, no free apps, but I know this dude who contacted me via Instagram, and he developed this app. And what he did was he curated like 140, like 200 coaches, like golf coaches. And he basically, it's like, you set up a phone behind you, right? You set up an app, right? So you open the app and it's like, okay, I'm going to the driving range at 2 p.m. on a Monday. So you go to the driving range, you set up the time in which you're going to get a lesson, and a golf coach accepts it, and you just set up a phone behind you, and you're like, oh, hey, how you doing? I'm having problems with this. And you're like, okay, let me see your swing. You start to swing, and they say, okay, try this, blah, blah, blah. And they literally give you a live lesson on the range with live feedback. And it's just one of the most amazing things. It's just quick, it's easy, and I think it's really dope for somebody that's on the go like you.
I'll give it a shot. I'll give anything a shot.
Yeah, like it's really dope.
What if we just both get sick at golf, Arian?
That'd be fire. We turn into a little golf podcast. Like, Billy's mad. Look, Billy's mad. I want to talk about frogs, man.
No. It's just I love the golf talk, but I'm still at the stage in my life where, like, after this, I'm going to play pickup basketball with my buddies who have the day off from work. Like, we're not on that golf wave.
You're not. Yeah, you haven't hit it yet.
Like, so, like, all this stuff we've been talking about, I've been like chilling with it. Like, yeah, let's do some golf talk. But I can't relate to it at all.
I'm diverse. Let's talk about pickup basketball.
Well, you know what Golf Talk's brought to you by?
Who?
Factor.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Billy. You want to keep doing the ad reads, Billy?
I can, but I don't want to cuck you out of both ad reads.
No, it's fine. Factor's great. I actually, I I had a Factor meal the other day. Brandon Walker was also eating Factor. He's losing some weight. He looks great. Factor is a fast, ready-to-eat, nutritious meal plan that's delivered straight to your door. So it gives you time and energy to tackle everything on your to-do list. You can skip the trip to the grocery store and skip the chopping, prepping, and cleaning up too. That's the worst, isn't it? Cleanup. Cleanup is the worst part about cooking, by far. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes, so all you have to do is heat and enjoy. I like that this is the direction that we're going. I like that Factor does never frozen meals that are ready in 2 minutes, as opposed to a lot of the stuff that you can get out there that's frozen. So the taste qualities, it goes way down, not as much flavor. No matter what your lifestyle is, Factor has delicious flavor-packed meals to help you live it to the fullest with keto, calorie smart, vegan, and veggie, and protein plus options on the menu each week. With 34 chef-prepared, dietitian-approved weekly options, there's always something new to try. Not only is Factor cheaper than takeout, but meals are faster than restaurant or delivery. Get Factor and enjoy clean eating without the hassle. Simply choose your meals, enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered straight to your door, ready in just 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Go to factormeals.com/dosing50. Use code dosing50 to get 50% off your first box. That's a huge discount. Use promo code dosing50 at factormeals.com/dosing50 to get 50% off your first box.
So I got my first box of Factor, I think about last week. I've been using it. It is so easy. It's all like the convenience of delivery because you get ready-made meals, throw it in the air fryer, and it's done quick and ready, and it's so much like a factor of the cost of just getting every meal delivered.
I love it. I had like this chorizo chili last night. It was unbelievable.
Speak on it. Chorizo chili?
Yeah. It
Can you
it was
roll
ready
your
in
R's,
2
Avery?
minutes. Huh?
Can you roll your R's?
I don't think so.
I just want to get. I just
Chorizo?
Yeah,
No, I can't.
Chorizo.
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 No.
Chorizo.
I don't think I can.
Okay, just wanted to give it a
I'm
little
a
love.
Polish Russian.
I hear you.
But yeah, no, chorizo chili, really good, solid. Came with like a little cheese on the side, a little sauce.
That sounds great.
Yeah,
I want some of that.
ready in 2 minutes.
Arian, one of the people that we interviewed when we were out in Chicago, or excuse me, in Arizona, was Chicago Bears quarterback Justin Fields, who is he's a vegan playing in the NFL. So you guys have a little bit in common there. I just kept thinking of Billy's take about how you can't be an alpha male if you're a vegan.
No,
and Justin Fields is a pretty good quarterback. So I was wondering
take
what your
was-
take.
Bruh, that reminds me. Somebody sent me a video of Warren Sapp talking shit about me.
I saw your
Oh,
tweet.
yeah.
I didn't see the
Warren
video
Sapp?
though. Yeah,
Bro, so he was on Vlad TV, DJ Vlad, and the dude asked him, he was like, what do you think about Aaron Foster saying that shit was scripted? And he went off on this long, lying-ass rant about how when I first went up to the NFL Network, I had all this jewelry on, and I was Mr. Hot Shit, and I was like, I led the league in rushing. I'm like, first of all, cuz, I was undrafted, and I had no money. I couldn't buy jewelry. I don't even wear jewelry like that. The only change y'all see me with, I bought 10 years after I played in it, or 5 years after I played in the NFL. He's lying. He's lying his ass off. He obviously didn't know it was a whole bit. And it just makes me mad. It makes me mad. I did feel a certain kind of way about it because it makes me mad because, one, he could holler at me, right? Two, it's like you just running with a narrative like you saw a clickbait article on, like rather than be like, I don't know enough about it or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just like NFL is supposed to be like this. I don't know. Like we all went through some shit, and you supposed to like at the very least, like holler at somebody before you publicly oust them if it's not a joke. He was like dead serious, and he lied though. He was just lying, talking about I was like arrogant when he first met me, and I'm like, dog, that was the I remember our first interaction. He was saying, hey, who's the top 3 running backs in the league right now? And I was like, I don't really get into the ranking them. Like, why we got to rank them? He's like, nah, you got a top. Give me your tops. And I was like, fam, I don't do that. I was like, I think everybody adds something different to the game. That was my flavor. That's how I was. I was just like a humble ass. I was happy to be there. But he was like playing like I had all kind of jewelry on and I was Mr. Hot. I was like, bro, you fucking lying, dog. And then he was like, with the whole script shit, and just goofy shit, man. And that made me hot because like I fucked with Warren Sapp. You know what I mean? That was my dude. And so it's like, I don't know. I just had to get that off my chest. I don't even know he's gonna see this, but yeah.
I searched Warren Sapp, Arian Foster on Twitter, and obviously the first few results are this interview he did. Apparently in 2012, he said you were Walter Payton 2.0.
Yeah, he's never shown me nothing but love. That's what bothers me. Like it's like if Deion Sanders out of nowhere started talking shit, and I'm like why? Every time I seen you is love. Like why all of a sudden? Like if you had that kind of energy for me and you've actually met me, holla at me. I don't know a human being. Like I might have jokes and shit, but I don't know a human being. And y'all could attest this and tell me if I'm lying. I don't know a human being that's met me in any real capacity to be like, yo, he's arrogant as fuck. No, like it doesn't exist that you've met me in a real way. In passing, maybe I could come off like that. I understand, but like if you've met me, there's no way you think I'm an arrogant human being. There's no way, because I'm not. I don't give a fuck about that shit. And this makes me mad because like that was my dude, and he was like one of the OGs that I first met that showed respect and showed love, and so I always had admiration for him. So it's like, holla at me. You ain't got to do all this grandstanding for what? For DJ Vlad? Fuck out of here.
If you know Arian at all, like I don't think that I would ever describe you as arrogant to anybody. Also, like you showing up with a shitload of jewelry and not having time for anybody, he might just not remember who you are.
I think that might be the case as well, which is even more disheartening. But I didn't have jewelry back then. My first piece of jewelry was 2015, so 5 years after the moment he's talking about, and it was that big chain that Big T wore.
It's a good chain.
I've worn that maybe 5 times my entire life, like maybe.
It's also not a flashy chain at all. It's just a big, It's a big, thick, sturdy chain.
Yeah, but
massive.
I didn't have that then. I didn't have that then though. You know what I mean? Like, and that was one of my. I probably shouldn't have bought that thing. That's probably my only. I shouldn't have bought that, but I got it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just want to get that off my chest because it's like, come on, dogs. Like, you can holler at me if you wanted to. But if you don't want to, that's cool too. But don't be lying, my nigga. Don't be a fucking liar, dog. Fuck out of here. That shit is goofy.
Every picture I have from the Florida game, I'm just wearing that obnoxious chain.
I love that.
So heavy. We got to talk about it. I sent this in the group chat.
Weighs 5 pounds.
Yeah, it's heavy. We got to talk about this. I sent this in the group chat. Someone took a picture of someone sitting next to this person on a plane who had a full rack of ribs and fries.
Saw this.
Maybe
at
the most
8:15
egregious
in the morning.
Maybe the most egregious thing I've ever seen.
No,
that's amazing. What do you mean egregious?
No, you deserve to be in jail
you
if
should
you
go
eat
to
that.
jail
No,
for
but
that.
What?
If you eat a full rack of ribs
At
on a
8
plane,
a.m.?
no.
What is? Hold on, time out. This man
no, you
is
need to go to
enjoying
jail.
his meal. He's on his flight. That is amazing.
No,
My bigger concern is that this guy ordered ribs at an airport. He didn't like bring this from a good rib place through security. They cook these ribs at the airport. And I don't know what kind of airports you guys have been to. I don't think that they have big smokers set up there.
Actually,
Some boiled ass ribs.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that, but you can't do that. It's too
Why?
tight.
You can
It's
do
too
that.
tight.
ribs aren't an offensive smell. They smell good.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's just too
It's
much
hot,
going
it's
on.
Hot food.
No, you know
like,
what?
Y'all bugging.
You're haters.
I'm not a hater.
You're a hater.
No.
Like, what that man palate got to do with you, man?
It has
I
nothing to do with
could
the
listen.
palate. I love ribs.
I could listen to the argument if this took place at 4 p.m. It was at 8 a.m. These people woke up at 5
That's
to
even
get to
better.
the airport.
It's a
And
little
they're
early for
hungry.
ribs.
That's even better. So my man woke up and said, I'm having motherfucking ribs this motherfucking morning on this motherfucking plane.
He like
I love that
loves
shit.
he loves the rib joint at the airport, and he's like, man, I can't wait to get there at 6:30. I'm heading right
Love
to the
it.
ribs.
It might be.
Love it.
What if it's his birthday? What if they're birthday ribs and he's treating himself?
Birthday, you shouldn't get to celebrate a birthday after 21. Birthday shouldn't be a thing, except for every 30, 40, 50, every 10-year interval.
Yeah, what if it's his
And then
50th birthday
once
and
you
he
get-
the man wanted ribs in the morning?
And then once you get to 60, you can do it every 5.
What if it was a connecting flight and he was in the South?
I don't really
and there
find
was a
any
good
of this
rib joint?
acceptable. It's a full rack of ribs with fries and street corn on a tight. It's tight. You guys have sat on an airplane.
All right, let's play this out. Let's
All
play
right.
this out. You sitting next to me, Avery. No,
Yep.
I'm him. You're sitting next to him. And I open up this what looks like a pizza box, but surprise, it's ribs and fries. Right? I open up my box of food. And Avery, you sitting right next to me. What do you say?
I'm not going to say anything to you there, but I think it's egregious.
I think that people have a problem with hot food on an airplane because the smell goes across the entire plane. I don't think that people have a problem with the smell. They just get hungry when they smell the hot food.
That's what it sounds like.
Damn,
It sounds like
I wish I had, like, if somebody has hot McDonald's with fries on a plane, I'm going to be upset about that, not because it smells bad, but because it's like, well, damn, you didn't bring enough for everybody.
Well, no, here's why there's an issue. The guy is not, first of all, he's got the plate. It doesn't look like there's any utensils anywhere, so he's about to get real messy. And then, he's right on. He's right on top of you on the airplane.
That's not That's not your problem.
He's in the middle seat.
So is it your contention that you should not be able to eat on a plane? Is that
no?
That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, we're talking about specifics of the meal. We're talking about ribs, it being messy. He's probably gonna have to be fidgeting for napkins.
Hold on.
He's right next to you.
See. Okay, I'm trying to be logical about this. And hear your complaint. You're saying that he's gonna be messy. Are you saying that he's gonna like splatter some barbecue sauce on you? Is that your concern?
No, I'm saying listen,
a lot of sauce on those ribs. A lot of sauce.
There's always potential for it. I'm not saying it would happen. I'm just saying, looking at the scenario, it doesn't look like a situation where he's going to be in a cleanly manner.
I don't think you
was willing to listen, but I don't know, man. It sounds like sounds like a Karen complaint.
What if some wet corn drips onto your phone screen?
I don't think Avery knows how to eat ribs without getting totally messy.
No, but I'm just saying, I think there needs to be like a list of rules when you get on an airplane. Everybody's on there. Nobody wants to be on there. Everybody wants to get off into their destination, and everybody should have their own little space. And it's tight. It's a tight space. But now you're bringing this big box of ribs that you know is probably going to get messy, especially if you're not using utensils. The less fidgeting for people on an airplane next to you, the better, right? You don't want to be in other people's space. That just opens Pandora. He literally opened Pandora's box in the middle of an airplane row.
So now you're talking about you have to have a list of foods okay with Avery to eat on a plane.
Just in your own area. In your own area.
He is in his area. I'm looking at it. He's in his own little spot.
It's
like,
tight.
The box don't go over the top.
It's tight.
It don't go over the side.
It's tight. That will not.
Bugging.
I think any food that fits on the tray in front of you is acceptable.
This fits on the tray.
No, that's no, Arian, come on.
That's a 14-inch pizza box.
The big issue for me is that it's a middle seat.
The box don't. The food do. Y'all bugging.
It's a middle seat, and ribs are an elbow-heavy activity to eat.
That's what I'm saying.
So this guy's definitely like putting an elbow into everybody's ribs around him while he's enjoying his own.
See, I'm taking the exact opposite stance. Because he's in the middle seat, he deserves to have ribs. Nobody wants to be in the middle seat. Enjoy your fucking middle seat.
No, I actually think I would be more accepting of the ribs. I'd be more accepting of the ribs if he was in the window seat. There's a lot more room in the window seat.
But hear me out though. As a middle seat, you are in prison, right? Because you're subjected to whatever this guy on the window feels like. If he feels like the window's up, then the window's up. If he feels like the window needs to be down, then the window's down. You're subjected to whatever he feels from that aspect. If you want to go to the bathroom, you have to ask permission on the right. You are in purgatory on that plane on the middle seat. So take your power back, King, and eat your ribs and fuck the people to your left and your right. I'm with this guy.
If you're in the window seat on that flight, and that guy brings out an entire tray of ribs, you know that you're not getting up to go use the bathroom. You're gonna ask the dude to your right to like pack up his entire ribs so that you can scoot by him to go take a little leak. No,
yeah, the person in the window seat is arguably more in hell than that person in the middle.
At least you have somewhat control.
No, I disagree. I think the person who has the ribs
control the sunshine.
The person who has the ribs puts the person in the aisle and the window seat in hell.
You gotta at least offer some ribs to the person next to you.
Really quick.
Now we're talking
ribs. Does anybody else want ribs?
No. Do you take a rib, Arian, if he offers it to you?
What? In a heartbeat?
No, that's.
I would take a rib.
Come on.
Absolutely,
guys. Come on.
Ribs are delicious.
It might not be good, but
guys, come
last
on.
call.
You know, it's like you ever go to a man's house that like of a female that you're seeing or your girlfriend or whatever the case may be, and you at her father's house or whatever the case may be, and he's like, hey, you want a drink? It's just customary. Like you gotta take that drink, even if you don't want the drink. Just take the drink, have a couple sips, whatever the case may be. It's just what it is. That man offer you a rib, take the rib.
I don't think ribs is not a sharing item.
Yeah, I can tell you
no,
in this
the whole
picture, this
point
guy's
of
not sharing
barbecue.
anyway.
No,
This is
The
stop
whole point
it.
of barbecue
Stop
is
it.
sharing.
Stop
Avery.
it.
Ribs is not a sharing
It's a non-sharing item. No,
Avery is Avery's hot.
it's a non-sharing
Avery's hot.
item.
I agree with
You're
Arian on that. You ribs are so easily
You break them
pull apart.
apart.
But yeah, you're
divisible.
touching someone else's rib.
Honestly,
It's a non-sharing
I think-
item.
This is that now it's a super caring complaint. You're touching somebody else's ribs.
Yeah, now you're sounding like a
I'm out.
like a COVIDiot right now.
Yeah. And by the way, the smell
No.
argument isn't an argument because, as we know, airplanes have air circulators, which is why
some of
you
the
can't
best.
smell anything on a plane.
Hang on,
Because it
well,
sucks up all
Are
the
you
smell.
arguing that you can't smell someone with a full rack of ribs sitting 6 inches from you?
I'm telling
The
you,
ventil-
it's
the-
a temporary, once it gets taken away and dealt with.
the ventilation
it's
is
gonna
some
go.
of the best that there is.
Stop. You're going to
That's
be
why-
smelling the ribs the whole
That's why
flight.
masks were
You're not
going to
smell them the whole
on
flight.
airplanes.
It's not true.
I disagree.
What would be
That's
the
not
worst
true.
foods to bring onto a plane?
Potato
One
salad
egg.
Potato salad,
happened to
No.
me once.
Broccoli, dog.
mayonnaise, heavy
Tuna
potato
fish.
salad.
Cooked
No,
broccoli.
fish. Anything fishy.
Yeah, tuna fish.
Cooked broccoli has a very bad smell, dog. Like steamed. I'm sorry, steamed broccoli has a very bad
Steamed
smell. It's
broccoli?
delicious.
Yeah,
Steamed.
it doesn't
yes.
smell great.
Steamed broccoli smells so bad, dog.
My mom made me steamed broccoli almost every night growing up, and I don't remember it smelling bad.
I don't think I
Or maybe I
can't.
got used to it.
I wouldn't say that steamed
your nose
broccoli is like
broken?
one of the worst.
I can't. It's for me.
You know, what'd be bad. Shrimp on a plane.
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
bad. Shrimp for some reason. I love shrimp. I mean, it's delicious. I think most people out there. It's tough to find somebody that absolutely hates shrimp, but the smell of hot cooked shrimp on an airplane, I could see being just a disaster. Plus, you have to peel it, and then you have a tray that's just filled with the exoskeleton and the legs of the shrimp and the tails. That would be a pretty bad move to bring like a peel and eat shrimp.
I don't know that I've ever had a problem with the smell of shrimp. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Talk about this. I mentioned ribs as a non-sharing item, but you guys don't agree. We talk about it a lot. Like, what do you think the most like shareable items are? I say ice cream and soup are like probably at the top.
Well, ice cream. You've never seen people share ice cream?
Yeah, I'm out on that.
Like you have a nice romantic sundae.
Yeah.
Like let's just say like you got like a cup of whatever.
A cone. You don't share a cone.
Yeah, cone, but like
You give an SO a bite
No.
of your ice cream?
Popsicle is not shareable.
definitely not. No. Soup. I said
No.
soup. You can't.
Soup's tough to share. Yeah.
Well, sometimes you get a
I
big
think
bowl
if
of
you
soup.
have another spoon, it's straight.
This is a cutlery issue.
No, I agree with Avery. Shrimp splitting soup is tough.
You're
Yeah.
a soup guy though. That's you're biased here.
Or maybe I just wouldn't ever want to share my soup.
yeah, you don't want to split your soup.
Yeah, I'm being selfish.
Imagine being the ribs guy getting off the plane though and seeing this tweet that has 1.3 million views.
Yeah.
You know, Avery, Loki, you know what you're giving right now?
Yeah, here we go.
You're giving the guy who took the photo of the girl eating the baked potato at the game.
No, that I don't care.
No, but that's what you're doing to this guy. If this guy took a picture of
It's it's not that bad because it's weird behavior. There's a reason why none of us have ever seen a man eating a full rack of ribs at 8:00 in the morning on an airplane before. It's unusual behavior. You can't spin this to be like completely normal. You
I'm glad we
spin
can agree there.
Yes, you could spin it to say it could be inconsiderate of people around you, but you can't be like, yeah, what's the big? I don't see the big deal. The man's enjoying some ribs.
I may have done something similar to this recently.
What'd you do?
I ate some chili that I got in the terminal on a plane recently.
Okay, but it was in like
In like a cup.
a cup of chili.
I'm not saying it's bad that he had the ribs. Like, good for him.
I am.
It's the fact that it's just in people's way.
Also,
Guy
I
is
would
a fucking legend.
let's just think this through. So the guy wakes up at 5 a.m., gets an Uber or his wife to take him to the airport, whatever. Gets to the airport at 6:30, goes through security, or maybe he was running late. The point I was getting to is he's only he got this close enough to the plane boarding that he had to take it on the plane. He was rushing through the line at the ribs place like, I'm willing to miss my flight to get this box full of ribs and fries.
And let's talk about the rib restaurant as well, because
that's open at 8 a.m.
In order to cook a plate of ribs for this guy, they probably got started on these ribs at like 3:30 a.m. And the cook in the back is like, there's no chance that anyone's going to eat these ribs. These will be sitting out until at least 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Or is it a frequent enough occurrence where they're like, we got to get the rib orders. We got to get a head start on the rib rush that we're going to be getting at about 7 a.m.
I get there are some people who get to the airport earlier than others, but can you imagine being close enough to the time of your flight's departure that the plane is boarding and you are in line still waiting for ribs?
Yeah.
Crazy. This guy's a psychopath.
I also take your opinion with a grain of salt, because you're a first class guy. You fly in the front of the plane. You don't know about the tight space, the tight areas.
Hey, cause I wasn't born on third base. You know what I mean?
It's fair.
I made it there, but I wasn't born there.
Are you allowed
PFT as well?
Are you allowed to bring ribs through airport security? Is there any chance that he brought these ribs from home?
No.
Nah,
and you can tell this isn't a box you get at the airport.
But
No.
it's a pizza box. That's what I'm
saying. He might have put these ribs on the X-ray and had it go through the machine.
So the box does say grab a slice of happiness. What I'm assuming happens is whenever this rib restaurant has a big order, which can't be that often, they go to the pizza place next door and they're like, hey, we need a box to put this in.
I've done a little reconnaissance. I can't find the restaurant though.
It looks like it says Frankie's.
Can't find there's the only place that I can see is called Grab a Slice. And I don't know where.
I think that might be a saying on the side.
There's also a chance that this person...
that's a pizza
Ridley's.
box.
Is that Ridley's?
What if this person just set the entire thing up for clout?
True.
That's entirely possible. But we're
Could be
taking this at face value because we have nothing else to go on.
Yeah.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch shrimp scenario.
Yeah, we could stage a picture like this as well next time we travel.
I was wary of the fact that 8:19 a.m. doesn't make a ton of sense, but I can't
Time
disprove
differences.
it.
It could have been posted.
Now, I will say the person who posted it looks British.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I don't think British people cook ribs, though.
No, but British people could encounter ribs at an airport and be like, oh my God, let's try this American specialty of ribs. I really want to in my connecting flight from England to somewhere.
Yeah, be like
somewhere.
like ordering fish and chips at 7 a.m. if you're over in Heathrow. Yeah.
Yeah. So, this could be English. This could be tourism.
What would be the most absurd thing though to bring onto an airplane if we're trying to stage our own version of this picture?
A whole chicken, like a whole
rotisserie chicken.
Rotisserie chicken, yeah.
Yeah.
Charcuterie board.
No, charcuterie.
That would
board.
be fire. I would love that shit.
Something you got to eat with your hands aggressively. Oh, a bunch of
Ribs.
crabs.
Ribs.
Oh, yeah, I think
Crabs.
You're just describing ribs.
Crabs.
crabs.
Maryland crabs.
Yeah, if you had blue crabs
on
a plane.
with all the Old
Uncracked.
Bay everywhere.
Yeah.
You just said
Uncracked
something
with
that
the
you're
butter.
eating
Because the
with your
smell-
hands aggressively. You just
Oh no,
described
lobster.
ribs.
Lobster or
Full lobster.
crawfish boil.
Yeah.
You just you had a bucket
That might be.
and you dump it out.
Yeah.
I
But
could see,
but again,
I could see
but
Mincy
if he's-
doing that.
But if he's,
I'm gonna throw
my
the
man's
kitchen
is
sink
sitting
out.
bro, my man's is sitting next to me with a bunch of crawfish. I'm in. Let me get a couple. That's fire.
Well, I do
easygoing
agree
people.
that if the person sitting next to you has a full plate of crawfish, that person likes to party. That's a fun-loving individual right there.
That's a cool dude. Yeah, definitely.
I have an update. I'm going through this person's tweets, and she has previously tweeted about the McCrispy, which is a McDonald's menu item in the UK. So this was likely at like 1 p.m. in England.
Okay.
So definitely real,
Mm-hmm.
but it wasn't at 8 a.m.
Even better.
So funny. It's honestly
The legend
hilarious.
grows.
It's
legend
objectively hilarious to look at.
That dude is a legend. Shout out to that guy.
Oh my God.
Now I do want some ribs, Billy. Did you already order them? No, I'm on a diet.
I
can't do
told
it.
you. I said
it's bad
last
for my
call
swing.
for ribs.
It's bad for my
I
swing.
knew this would happen.
Where'd
I
you
ordered
order
the
ribs from?
I ordered them from Mighty Quinn's.
Final 4 abs, Arian. They're coming in.
I'm in. I don't know if you can see. I'm slimming down, dog. I've been hitting it. I did triple load this weekend. Had a couple Dr. Peppers, but we back on it today. I'm going golfing. Played a full 18.
when we're in Houston for the Final Four, do you want to? I'm trying to think of what we're going to be doing. We're probably going to be doing some live streams for it. Do you want to come out and hang out with us? We're probably going to have like a live show set up, watch the games together.
I'll have abs then. I'll have my shirt off. Absolutely.
Okay.
I'm all in.
Love it. How do you feel about Tennessee's chances, Arian, Big T? Have you guys watched any Tennessee basketball?
I watch every Tennessee basketball game. It's not good right now.
I think that I need help, guys. I need help because my performance in the last dozen trivia was so bad that people were tweeting me, and I just had no choice but to agree. Dude was like, "Can we kick Arian off? He's so bad." And I was like, "I am though. I can't even be like, fuck you. I bring vibes though."
It's a team game.
But I suck. But I don't like sucking. Like, I'm starting to get competitive itch in the shit. You know what I mean? So it's like, I need help. How do I get better at that fucking game?
You got to study a lot of, I would say, like cable drama shows. In the last 20 years, Jeff likes to ask questions about those. He likes to ask questions about Oscar-nominated movies, whether that be for
shows,
best
Oscar-nominated movies,
best actor, best actress, just movies that were nominated for Best Picture. He asks a lot of those. Now, I'm telling you all this advice. Those are probably two of my weakest categories as well. I just know that he asks a ton of questions about those. I'm
not even worried about those. If we could just get better at NFL and NBA, I think we'd be a wagon.
Yeah.
So I told Arian, I meant to send him some, and I'll try to remember to do it today. Sporkle quizzes, just like mid 2000s NBA and NFL, like rushing leaders, or but often it's not even, it's it's one level below that, like it's the second
superstars,
the second leading rusher on the 2004 Falcons, or
yeah, it's tough. Okay, I'm gonna start studying, man, because I can't be the weak link. I'm not used to that. Yeah. So.
But yeah, I would say Sporkle quizzes. Let's get on Sporkle. I'll do them too.
Let's do it. Let's do practice. A little team practice, camaraderie. We'll have Mad Dog on. Let's do it.
I like it. Like, you guys won though, right?
Yeah.
When's that coming out?
Overtime.
Already came out. That was last week.
Okay.
When you were on vacation, that's why I didn't see it.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you have fun?
I did. I had a great time. I saw a lot of whales. I'm a big whale guy. Big golf guy now. Got tan. Hung out in the sun for a little bit. It was a blast. I sat next to I had a celebrity encounter at one of the restaurants that I went to. It was I think it was Tuesday night. It was on Valentine's Day night, and I was sitting at this table, and to my right there was a man and his wife, and I was like, I recognize that dude. Where do I know that guy from? And his wife was just going nuts over the fireworks that they were shooting off. She was just having a great time. And it dawned on me, I was like, I think that's the owner of the Carolina Panthers.
So you told us this, and then you said you made it up.
No, it's true. I just didn't want to blow up his spot while I was still there.
Got it.
Yeah.
So it was true.
It was true. He was definitely there. I thought about going up to him. This is actually a thought that I weighed in my head. I was going to go up to him and say, Mr. Tepper, if I could ask you for just one favor, could you please put your name in the hat to vote Dan Snyder out as an owner and kick him out of the league? But then I thought to myself, wait a second. This guy probably loves the fact that Dan Snyder owns the Commanders, because Carolina has been slowly taking over market share from the Commanders over the last 15 years, 20 years. And so he loves the fact that they have an inept ownership. So I should just not say anything, and then maybe he'd be more likely to force Dan Snyder out. So that's the cost benefit that I weighed in my mind at the time.
It's well played. Yeah.
So there's nothing better for the value of the Carolina Panthers than to have the Commanders just be a dog shit organization. Because that way they get all of southeastern Virginia. They start to creep up towards Richmond. They get all those eyeballs.
I saw Tony Hawk this weekend.
Are you sure it was Tony Hawk?
Yes, absolutely sure it was Tony Hawk, because you know how he always does that thing on Twitter where he says, everyone knows my name, but not who I look like?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to walk up to him and say, I know you're Tony Hawk. But then I saw someone else was there taking a picture with him, and I was like, oh, okay. So he doesn't need that reassurance anymore.
Where'd you see him?
Vegas.
Oh, Bill, you were in Vegas?
Yeah. Well, I had to plan vacation really quickly because we don't take many vacations, and so there's a prime spot, and I thought I was gonna be training for a fight, but then that fell through. So then I just like found the like cheapest flights, cheapest hotels, and it was Vegas.
Nice. Did you have fun?
I had a fucking awesome time.
Did you win money?
I actually didn't gamble once.
What'd you do?
I just like went to all the restaurants, buffets, did unlimited buffets, and then like just like went to shows. And I was like, I can budget this perfectly because Vegas is super affordable. All I have to do is not gamble.
That's true.
And it was perfect.
That's
Or
true.
you could have gambled and doubled your fun.
Yeah.
Fuck that off.
Good counterpoint.
Yeah. But it was sick.
What's your favorite buffet move?
Well, if you can get to it, the Bellagio buffet is probably the best. And then you just eat as much seafood and shrimp as you can.
Yeah.
And then unlimited sushi. And then you finish it off with as much red meat as you can. Because like you're not actually full till you like eat a bunch of the red meat.
At the end?
Yeah.
That's smart. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to pace yourself a little bit.
Yeah.
Where'd you guys stay, Billy?
One of the cheaper hotels for its price point.
Circus?
No.
Trump?
Yeah, I stayed at the Trump Hotel.
Did you?
That was where I met that guy at the bar. He was like, it was actually hilarious.
You wanted to colonize?
Meeting of the minds.
It's actually the perfect. I mean, if you look at the Trump Hotel compared to the prices of the other similar quality hotels, it is insane. Because I guess half the country will not stay there no matter what.
Yeah.
But the price point is insane.
Yeah.
You like, how could you pass that up?
Well, also, they don't have a casino in it.
Yeah.
So you're not tempted to gamble.
Exactly.
Why don't they have a casino? Did he not get licensed for a casino there?
I guess not, and he's off the strip. But it was an amazing stay, and like it's actually the whole Trump thing. If you go to the hotels, how like gold it is everywhere, and like all the teas, DJ teas, it's like kind of funny, like how like crazy it is, like in retrospect.
Yeah, I've stayed there. I stayed there before. It was before the Republican debate, or maybe it was a Democrat debate that was in Vegas in 2015.
Yeah,
I stayed at the Trump Hotel. I was very confused because I expected there to be a casino when I walked in, and there was nothing. And then, it's I guess it's not a bad place to stay.
It was.
I stayed in the New York Trump Hotel. I think it was like either right before he ran or like right after. And I took his towels.
I stole.
Got him.
Took some towels. Yeah.
I stole the robe.
Did you?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
I think they might charge you for that one though.
No, I stole it from the spa, so they couldn't. So they didn't know where it came. So that's the move.
That's sick.
But it was hilarious.
So that's sick.
But it's $100. So like, it's a very nice hotel, but it's only $100 a night compared to like $250 at other places. So it's like, what? Like, fuck your politics. Like, go take his money.
Yeah, if you're looking for a deal.
Yeah. And then just pretending you're in different parts of the world. Like I'm in a cafe in France, in Paris, but it's like the Paris France casino.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's hilarious. And the river walks and like pretending you're like in freaking
Venice.
Venice.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Me and Donnie did the gondola. We did the gondola ride through the outdoor version of Venice.
Just like literally pigged out. And then I went to a Knights game, which is an electric atmosphere.
Those are fun, yeah.
The Vegas Knights, they like really embrace them as their first franchise, and you don't understand until you go there because there's a bunch of Vegas locals who just have always like wanted to root for a sports team like their own, and now they got one and they go nuts for them.
Yeah.
It's
Vegas
electric.
Knights. What sport is that?
Hockey.
Oh,
It is.
I love hockey.
Electric.
Some good golf out in Vegas too.
You would love their games. Their games are awesome. I've never been to one, but everybody that's been and I've seen them on TV, they look incredible.
They are fun.
Yo.
I went to the Stanley Cup game between the Caps and the Golden Knights out there, and they put on a hell of a show. It feels like medieval times. There's like archers that come out. They shoot weapons at each other. It's awesome. It's like a spectacle in and of itself besides the hockey game.
Hey, would y'all do that with me? If I next time I go out there, we can film it too. It'd be fun as shit. We go to medieval times in Jersey.
Yes. Dude, I love
Don't
medieval
be
times.
Place
It's
is
one
sick.
of my favorite things to do, like ever, dog. I don't know why, but I love that shit.
We should get all dressed up.
Get some mutton.
Let's do it. I'm so down, dog.
Get a big mutton chop.
They serve the best stew there. It's
Yeah, that's a good
fantastic
soup.
stew.
Mead.
soup.
Yeah.
Do they actually serve mead?
I don't think so. I think they serve beer.
Yeah. We could pretend.
They serve everything. They have a full bar.
Medieval times. Yeah, we're on. I thank you
That's
for
dope.
bringing that up. It's been
Yeah, that'd be
too long.
dope.
Oh, you know what was
Yeah.
the best part of Vegas? there's this thing called the high roller, which is like a London Eye, like a Ferris wheel, and you can get an open bar in it. So you like go in this Ferris wheel, and there's an all you can drink bar, and like for $60, if you drink like 5 beers in 30 minutes, you get your money's worth, and you just go and look all over like it goes up, and you can see the whole, like you can almost see to the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah,
it's awesome. Definitely do that.
Oh, I agreed to something last week. I got taken advantage of last week, big time. I was in vacation mode. I had vacation brain. I had a couple beers in me. I'd been in the sun all day. I got a text from our good friend Large, and Arian, I know you love Large. And next time you're here, we actually do need to have a crossover episode of Twisted History with him. He wants to talk about Japan. He wants to do an entire episode on Japan. So we'll have to make that happen next time you're in New York. But Large texted me and he said, "Hey, shot in the dark here, but I was wondering if you would be interested in going up in an F-18 Hornet before a NASCAR game at some point this year."
Whoa.
And I was like, fuck it, I'm in. And then I'm deathly afraid of heights. You wouldn't know that because I do play a significant amount of flight simulator, and I do know how to fly an F-18 Hornet. But I just, in that moment, I was like, this is my opportunity to get up in the skies and show what I can do. Now the reality is setting in where I'm going to have to go airborne, and they're probably going to be pulling some G's.
It's a once in a lifetime thing, though. You have to do it.
Do you have a date
Let
set?
me know if you need like, a partner to come, like to soothe you through it. I'm definitely down.
I appreciate that. I probably will need this. It's the same plane that they flew in Top Gun.
Have you ridden Mission Space at Disney World?
I have not.
I feel like you should do that first.
I'll be fine. You know how many hours I've logged in my flight simulator?
Beautiful thing about go ahead.
I was just gonna say I even did it with the VR goggles on, so it feels like you're doing all the moves.
Totally. How fast is this thing gonna go?
I don't know any of the details at all. I do know that the F-18 Hornet, it does have supersonic capabilities. My guess is we'll probably not break the sound barrier because they frown on doing that over residential areas. So I'm guessing I'll probably be pulling about 600 knots.
Totally,
yeah. I'm sweating thinking about it, but it's still going to be incredible. I might just pass out when I'm up there. You think they'll let me fly the plane?
No,
probably not. But you're gonna be fine, man. It's nothing. The beautiful thing about gravity is that an inertial reference, it feels like regular. Everything works and operates the same. You'll be fine.
That's a good point.
PFT, you should just focus on being a backseat driver and just like look at the instruments and not outside.
Are we going to go in air to ground mode or air to air mode?
Hey, see those buttons? I think
I'm pinging something on RWR.
Tell him how he's fucking up. I really think you probably should have maybe thought of.
You got to tack the envelope a little bit more here. Pull a split S.
Worst part about Vegas was the escalators in the heights. There was some serious crazy escalators that had steep drops.
Yeah. Escalators. Yeah, Vegas just does everything big. I like the idea that you went on a trip and just basically said, I'm going to just pig out.
Yeah.
Those are the best types of vacations where you just get fat.
Also, kind of went there because it was sun too. And it was 60, 50s, 60s. And I was swimming and sunbathing, but I was the only one. Everyone else was what the fuck are you doing?
They definitely knew you were from New York.
Yeah, they were oh, we came here for the weather. And they were all what the hell? It's cold as fuck here. I was what are you talking about? It's 60s, 50s. It's nice.
What's in Texas now? Is it still cold?
Today is, let me see. Today is, oh shit. God damn. It's 77 today, okay?
That's so nice.
High of 80. This is not nice, man.
Why do we live in this stupid city?
Would you go
see
swim?
What I'm saying? It's
exactly
to my point.
Marjorie was right.
It's the seed.
Should just be cold United States and hot United States.
I'm okay with that. I'd be in the cold, bro. I'm not fucking. The heat is, just gross.
All right, we got anything else we want to get into on nanodosing? Got a big episode coming up on Thursday. Let's talk about the topic.
The Dyatlov Pass incident.
Oh, Dyatlov Pass?
Yeah.
I could be down for the Dyatlov Pass.
Or
The who?
do you want to do an open-ended topic? We haven't done that.
That's
in
kind of what we did.
a long time.
The Dyatlov Pass was an incident in Russia like 100 years ago where a bunch of hikers went out there. Not 100 years ago. It's probably like 7 years ago. And a bunch of hikers went out and they all died under extremely mysterious conditions. And they still don't know what happened to this day. But Arian, is there anything that you'd want to get into?
Not off the top of my head, man. Get into the reason why my goddamn camera stopped working, but it makes me mad. I don't know if you'll notice the quality isn't the best. This is a good camera, but my main camera just stopped turning on, and I gotta fix this shit. Sorry to derail.
Now, I know that we've done some like AI/simulation episodes before, but AI chatbots are real hot in the streets right now. We do something,
bro. Okay, I'll give you guys this thing. There's this AI that my homeboy put me on. The dude I'm actually going to Utah with, because he's an engineer. He just like codes and shit. There's this Discord channel that's AI that you can type in anything and it recreates it within a minute. So you could be like, make a picture of a unicorn riding on a cloud, bioluminescent with the stars in the background, and it recreates the image of what you type, and it's fan-fucking-tastic, dog. My kids have been playing with it all weekend, like for hours. You could just sit there and just be creative as shit, and it's wild because it's like undercutting artists, but literally my screensaver is one that I made. But it's just like any kind of imaginative things you have. I'll send some of the things in the group text right now, but it's unreal how fast it makes it, how clear, concise. Like I did a black Joker. I did Egyptian gods. Bro, it's crazy, dog. Watch, I'll send it to the group.
What's it called? How do you?
I don't know what it's called. I'll give you the link for it, but I don't know what it's called. But it's just unreal. Like one of my kids did Scar fighting Mufasa in real life, and it's fire, dog.
Whoa,
it is fire.
That sounds awesome. I just asked ChatGPT to write a song about macrodosing with chords, and it just fired this off. You wanna hear it?
Hell yeah!
All right, this is written right now in the last like 10 seconds.
Did you boot it up? Is it working?
ChatGPT? Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like crowded because it's been like.
No, ChatGPT just pumped this right out.
Hell yeah! I'm gonna use it to write a blog.
Took a little more than I should. I thought it would make me feel good. I wanted to see what's behind the veil. So I took the plunge and I set sail. Macrodosing, my mind's exploding. I'm seeing colors, my thoughts eroding. It's overwhelming, but so enticing. This feeling's new, it's so enticing. Macrodosing.
What the fuck?
It's actually really good.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Tell it to write something about the Macrodosing podcast. See if it knows us.
It can't. It has no internet after 2021. But I was hearing that and being like, oh, wow, this is a great song. But then I was like, what the fuck? Like, it was like dread, like hearing how good it was.
Macrodosing, my mind's exploding. I'm seeing colors, my thoughts eroding. That's pretty sick. That's a AABA rhyme scheme. And it hit the major 4 chord in the chorus instead of sticking with the root. That's it's learning.
A little music theory for you.
Yep. It's learning, guys. Write a song about Macrodosing podcast. Let's just see what it says.
Billy, you look at them images?
Those pictures are sick.
That are insane, fam.
Oh my God.
Like I just typed in like rose blooming on the moon.
Yeah.
And that's what came up with it. It's insane, dog.
Okay, this is it actually wrote a song.
Let's do it.
About the Macrodosing podcast.
All right.
Oh my God.
Okay. This is fucking weird. It's in the key of G. The hosts are knowledgeable and real, sharing experiences with great skill. Their thoughts... Wait, hang on, let me start this again. The hosts are knowledgeable and real, sharing experiences with great skill. Their words are thought-provoking, and their stories are mesmerizing. Macrodosing, the podcast I need, taking me on a journey so deep, exploring the unknown, unraveling the thread, leaving me with thoughts in my head. They talk about life, love and loss, about experiences at any cost. Their words are like medicine, guiding me through my own life's lesson. Macrodosing, the podcast I need, taking me on a journey so deep, exploring the unknown, unraveling the thread, leaving me with thoughts in my head. The podcast is a revelation of journey, self-discovery, and exploration. I will continue to listen, to learn, to grow and expand my mind's return.
All right.
Well, you could tell didn't know what this podcast was actually about.
That's true.
So we got that on it.
This thing's a fucking fraud.
No, this actually makes you think I gotta get into something that's on. Because like, think about it. It could easily write a blog
Yeah.
if it had access to the internet, like to today's internet.
You've used it.
Yeah. I'm gonna do it right now.
All right. Hang
I'm
on.
gonna try to introduce Chat GBT to what's her face? Sylvia?
Yeah. Have them date.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna try to introduce them to each other.
All right. So
For this next blog I'm doing.
one more song. It used the same chord progression, but I asked it to write something else. You ready? Flying up high in the sky, feeling hunger, I don't know why. Suddenly I see on the menu, airplane ribs, gotta try a few. Airplane ribs, they taste so good, flying with flavor like I never could. On my plate and in my hand, a taste of heaven in a metal can. It's pretty good.
I like that.
I'm not mad at it. Oh, you like that?
Yeah, that
You
no,
know,
that
like-
makes me accepting of the ribs guy now. I mean, you got to see the comments. I put it on our Twitter. A lot of people agree with me. It's egregious.
A lot of people are Karens out there.
Fair.
All right, guys, we'll see you on Thursday. And topic TBD.
Finally, episode 100 though.
Episode 100.
Oh yeah,
big
that is the
news.
topic.
Episode 100, episode of Macrodosing, 100th episode. Don't try to count. Don't worry about counting. It's our 100th episode.
Exclusive T-shirt coming out one day only.
Wait, can we make it the week after?
No, we're not
No.
pushing it
Because
back
I'm
again.
away. I'm down in Washington. I'll be there though.
Are you going to be available, Billy?
I don't know.
I think episode 100 should be when everybody's in the studio.
I mean, it's
Arian?
already.
Let's push it. Let's push it. That could actually be a thing. Let's just push it back.
Yeah, let's push it back.
Push it back. Episode 100 so everybody's in the studio.
All right, stay tuned. At the end of Thursday's show, we will reveal whether or not that is the 100th episode of Macrodosing. There's only one way to find out, and that's to listen.
Yep.
All right, we'll see you guys then. Love you guys.
Well.